Dare to journey into the enigmatic labyrinth that is the psychopath's mind? It is a seemingly daunting task, but one that is undeniably intriguing. Today, we pull back the curtain on the enigma of psychopathy, a topic that has long fascinated and perplexed psychologists, criminologists, and even the general public. Psychopathy is not merely a buzzword thrown around in popular culture, it's a complex psychological construct that has far-reaching implications for society. Its influence can be seen in diverse areas, from criminal justice to corporate leadership. But what truly lies at the heart of psychopathy? Misconceptions about psychopathy abound. It's often depicted as an extreme, characterized by violence or criminal behavior. Yet, the reality is far more nuanced. Not all psychopaths are violent criminals, and not all violent criminals are psychopaths. Understanding this is key to dismantling the stereotypes and stigma associated with this condition. At its core, psychopathy is characterized by a lack of empathy, manipulative behavior, and an inability to form genuine emotional connections. But it's not a one-size-fits-all diagnosis. The manifestation of these traits can vary widely, painting a complex and diverse picture of what it means to be a psychopath. The importance of understanding psychopathy cannot be overstated. It's not just about improving our understanding of human behavior. It's about shaping our response to those who exhibit these traits, whether in the courtroom, the boardroom, or even in our personal lives. It's about fostering a society that is better equipped to manage and perhaps even prevent the potential harm caused by psychopathic behavior. So are you ready to challenge your perceptions and unravel the mystery that is psychopathy? It's a journey that promises to be as enlightening as it is unsettling. Let's venture forth together into this intricate labyrinth of the human mind. Picture a psychopath. Is it a villainous figure from a Hollywood movie? It's time to think again. When we hear the term psychopath, our minds often jump to frightening characters, portrayed in films like Hannibal Lecter or Norman Bates. These are the images that popular culture has ingrained in us. But psychopathy, my dear listeners, is far more complex than what we see on our screens. Contrary to popular belief, psychopathy is not simply about being villainous or evil. In truth, it's a complex psychological condition characterized by a spectrum of traits, some of which can also be found in normal individuals. These can range from a lack of empathy and guilt to a sense of grandiosity, cunning, manipulative behavior, and an impulsive nature. Let's get one thing clear. Psychopathy is not synonymous with criminality. Not all psychopaths are criminals, nor are all criminals psychopaths. It's a common misconception that needs to be debunked. Yes, some individuals with psychopathic traits may engage in criminal behavior, but others lead perfectly law-abiding lives. They might be your co-worker, your neighbor, or even your boss, functioning in society without causing harm or chaos. A critical difference between the Hollywood portrayal and the reality is that real-world psychopaths are not necessarily violent. They may be manipulative or deceitful, but they don't always resort to physical harm. They can be charming and charismatic, which often helps them blend in with those around them. It's this ability to appear normal and charming that can make psychopathy so challenging to recognize. Furthermore, it's important to note that psychopathy is not a choice. It's not something that one can turn on or off at will. It's a condition that people are born with or develop early in life. And it's influenced mainly by a combination of genetic and environmental factors. So it's time to lay those Hollywood myths to rest. What sets a psychopath apart? Let's uncover the defining traits. Psychopathy, a personality disorder that's been the subject of countless films and novels, is characterized by specific traits that psychologists have painstakingly identified. The most prominent among them is a lack of empathy, a trait that allows psychopaths to act without concern for the feelings or consequences their actions may have on others. This lack of emotional understanding results in a cold and detached demeanor, often leaving those around them feeling misunderstood or even victimized. Another defining characteristic is manipulation. Psychopaths are adept at exploiting others to achieve their ends. They're skilled at reading people, understanding their desires, fears, and vulnerabilities, and using this knowledge to their own advantage. This can manifest in relationships, the workplace, or any social situation where they can gain power or control. Next, we find a grandiose sense of self. Psychopaths often have an inflated view of their abilities and importance. They see themselves as superior to others and believe they are entitled to special treatment. This egocentric worldview often leads them to disregard the rights and needs of others, further feeding their manipulative behavior. However, it's crucial to remember that these traits are not exclusive to psychopaths. They can be found in varying degrees in everyone. It's the extreme manifestation of these traits, combined with a persistent pattern of antisocial behavior, that characterizes psychopathy. So, when you encounter someone displaying a lack of empathy, manipulative behavior, or an inflated sense of self-importance, it doesn't necessarily mean they are a psychopath. These traits can be exhibited by anyone under certain circumstances or in response to specific triggers. Nevertheless, when these traits are persistent and cause significant harm to others, they cause concern. Intriguing, isn't it? How these traits can manifest in such extreme forms in a psychopath. Ever wondered what goes on inside a psychopath's brain? Let's explore this neurological puzzle. Psychopathy, a complex personality disorder, is not just a product of a disturbed mind, but also a result of distinct brain structures and functions. We've often painted a frightening picture of psychopaths, but what's truly alarming is what's happening beneath their skulls. Firstly, an area of interest is the amygdala, the brain's emotional hub. In most of us, the amygdala plays a critical role in processing emotions and social behavior, but in the psychopath's brain, this region is often smaller and functions differently. This abnormality may contribute to their lack of empathy, fear, and remorse, traits that are hallmark signs of psychopathy. Secondly, the prefrontal cortex, our moral compass, is also implicated in psychopathy. This region, which governs decision-making and moderates social behavior, is typically less active in psychopaths. This could explain their impulsivity and disregard for societal norms. Additionally, there's the matter of connectivity, the highways of the brain, if you will, that link different regions. In psychopaths, these connections often show abnormalities, particularly between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. This could further contribute to their emotional deficits and antisocial behavior. However, it's crucial to remember that these findings do not define all psychopaths. Brains, like people, are unique, and not all psychopaths will present these exact neurological characteristics. Also, having a different brain structure or function does not necessarily predict psychopathic behavior. It's a complex interplay of genetics, brain structures, and environmental factors. So, while we've made strides in understanding the neurobiology of psychopathy, it's still a vast and intricate puzzle. And like any puzzle, we're still missing pieces, and some don't quite fit yet. A fascinating glimpse into the psychopath's brain. Nature or nurture, which molds a psychopath. Let's unmask the environmental influences. It's a long-standing debate. Some would argue that psychopathy is purely genetic, a result of an anomaly in the brain. However, one cannot overlook the significant role that the environment plays in shaping a psychopath. After all, we are all products of our environments to some extent. Let's consider childhood experiences. Neglect, abuse, and a lack of emotional nurturing during the formative years can lay the groundwork for psychopathic tendencies. A child who grows up in a volatile environment might learn to manipulate others as a survival tactic. This manipulation can evolve into a critical trait of psychopathy in adulthood. Moving on, let's not forget the influence of societal and cultural factors. A society that values power and ruthlessness over empathy and kindness can inadvertently breed psychopaths. In such an environment, psychopathic traits like manipulation, lack of remorse, and superficial charm are not only tolerated, but may even be rewarded. Now, it's important to clarify that not everyone exposed to these environmental factors will become a psychopath. It's a complex interplay of genetics, environment, and individual experiences that leads to the development of psychopathy. A crucial takeaway here is that psychopathy is not a life sentence handed down at birth. It's a condition that evolves over time, influenced by a cocktail of factors. Understanding this can help us better manage and potentially even prevent psychopathy. So, the making of a psychopath is not as straightforward as one might think. Can a psychopath change? Let's explore the possibilities. Psychopathy, a complex and multifaceted condition, presents significant challenges in management and treatment. The inherent lack of empathy and remorse, habitual manipulation and impulsivity make traditional therapeutic approaches less effective. However, these challenges do not indicate an impossibility. Instead, they call for a nuanced, individualized approach that acknowledges the unique facets of this condition. The cornerstone of managing psychopathy is early intervention. Recognizing the signs and symptoms early in life can lead to preemptive measures. These measures might not transform a psychopath into a non-psychopath, but they can help manage the behaviors and potentially prevent the development of more severe antisocial actions. One therapeutic strategy gaining traction is cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. This method focuses on modifying thought patterns, which can influence behavior. For psychopaths, it aims to develop empathy and reduce impulsivity. However, it's essential to note that the success of CBT varies widely among individuals and is not a one-size-fits-all solution. Another promising approach is medication. Although this is still a developing area of research, certain drugs may help manage associated symptoms such as impulsivity and aggression. Yet, like with any treatment, it's crucial to balance the benefits against potential side effects and the individual's overall well-being. In addition, societal support plays a vital role. Public understanding and acceptance can help reduce stigma, encouraging psychopaths to seek help and stay in treatment. In essence, managing psychopathy is a complex task that requires a multifaceted approach. It's about understanding the individual, using tailored therapeutic strategies, and fostering a supportive environment. In understanding psychopathy, we open doors to potential interventions and possibly transformations. If you found this journey into the mind of a psychopath intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and explore our other videos for more fascinating psychological insights.